All right. I was asked by quite a few folks in my inbox to show the operation, how this works. 100% mobile, other than the cord, which, if you notice, that's an inverted plug. So in and out, throw it in your pocket, throw it in your bag, whatever. And to preface, I'm by no means a craftsman. So it was kind of just a want. I had pies set up for gaming, but I wanted something a little more modular. And I've always seen the case builds, so I wanted to have a go at it. And I guess just to give you a beginning, I started with the monitor. Matter of fact, I started with a 19-inch monitor, which was entirely too big. 15-inch was the way to go. It was perfect. Kind of moved from there. I just had to find a way to mount it and got a couple of hard lessons in how to use a router. This included. It was nerve-wracking to say the least. But that's just the cut-up portion of the monitor where the volume control is, which I wanted. I wanted a digital volume control and power for the monitor. So anyway, plug it in, flip it up. If you know anything about this case, I was talking to somebody on the forum about it. It's extremely flimsy in a lot of ways. You know, it's a cheap case, cheap flight case. So to hold it up, you know, this back panel is so weak. I ended up using this cord. It's just cut power cord, cut PC power cord, about a 6-inch strip. It's got a little screw and a washer with it. Looks good. It was easy to install. I've got the biggest tip I can give on this build is backing plates. There's a 1/2-inch backing plate underneath and also a 1/2-inch backing plate on the top. That's what those 4 screws are for. You know, it really gives you something to mount the monitor to. It gives you something to route out and secure the heavy stuff, the items like my power strip and all. But getting to it, turn it on. I can talk while I turn it on here. You just flip it on. I originally had that power button as the main power. You know, you turn this on, and that powers the system, and then you would choose to turn it on with the power. But problem is, when you start cutting a power cord and soldering it, it becomes, or the cable was just thin. I mean, it doesn't become necessarily weak, but the cable was too thin, and I would get the lightning bolt every now and then. It was frustrating, so I just keep it depressed and use that as the power button on the side. I just plug it in to really show me if the system is turned on. And I have a 6-inch thick micro USB cable going to the Pi. It's extremely fickle with its power. So, but just a closer look. I went the alligator skin route. It was not terribly expensive, easy to cut. I thought it looked kind of neat. You can't really see, but there you go. But anyhow, I ended up just using the boxes these NES Pros came in, which was nice. You know, they're all cut out, and then you just cut around it. Fire this up, turn it on. Takes a second. It is 2-player, which I don't know what happened after 3.8, because that's the last time I turned this on before I decided to finish the build. But pairing 2 controllers was a nightmare. I don't know why. It just really took a long time. But now they're paired and they're like hot swappable, I guess is a good word for it. You know, if you want to use the other one as the first player, you can. If you're in a game and you fire up that second one, you know, if you're playing 1943 and you want somebody to join in, just turn it on. It'll say, please wait. And you can just hop right in. It's nice. Keyboard by Vision Tech. I'm sure you all know what that is. This was an afterthought. I ended up getting USB speakers, 1 to 2 amp. Because the solution I had before, which was using the monitor, the speakers that came on the monitor were just, inadequate. That's the best word for it. They just didn't convert any power, and they worked well with the monitor controls, but you can do a 3.5mm input on that, and it works well too. Problem with that is, and this is where this new mod came in, the 3.5mm jack, if you know on the Pi, is garbage. Every bit of interference you get, or every bit of processing, you know, any power that goes through the Pi comes out through your 3.5mm jack. So I ended up going the USB route. It was very easy. It's clear. I mean, you can't hear anything right now. And what's nice about it is I still have it going from the USB to this module up here and then back down to the speaker. So I can use these controls from the monitor to turn it up and down. And honestly, the speaker has its own volume control on it. They were only like $14 or something, or $13. I think I paid too much, but they're inexpensive, and they had the volume control, USB, and a 3.5mm jack. That's all you needed. But the problem was the speaker was too deep for the case, so I ended up having to take the speaker apart and push the volume control in, and then I just cut the second speaker out because this is kind of mono anyway. You know, all these games are old. I think there's 40,000 games or something on here. There's plenty to get through, and I can't think of a lot of games that I would need stereo sound for. And I think you'll be blown away by the actual sound that comes out of these things. I have that permanently turned all the way up. I have the USB audio turned up to 80, and then this I keep turned up to 35. And I'll leave it at that and show you how this works. But anyway, getting to it. Let's go to... let's play this a little earlier. It's right at the top. Let's go Altered Beast, why not? Now again, 35 monitor. I'm amazed at these speakers. It's probably, the fidelity is probably not going to come through on the phone. It sounds great. I am blown away from the previous speaker option. If you don't know what Altered Beast is, I gotta get that text message coming. Powered up. This is it. I mean, this is it. You know, working. Again, this isn't a 2-player game, but you can fire up that secondary controller and hop right in. Ended up pairing, I never use these far triggers here, so I just put that as an exit for all the games. You just program that through RetroArch. I don't know what else to show you. I mean, it's all games, and you all know how to install those. If you're here and checking this out. Oh, I guess I can shut it down. Show you how that goes. You can turn it off, but I actually have lost an image from just pulling the power. So I actually go through and I do the quit. And I like that after 4 it shuts down really quickly. It did not. Something changed. It did not shut down quick at all. I mean, compared to what it was, this is fast. You know, by the time you package up your controllers and you shake hands with whoever you're playing with, you know, you're done. You're off. That's it. So you just come over here and you flip the power. She's done. Pull the cord. Turn the controller off. You're ready to go. I got to give kind of a shout out to Etsy. There was a guy in the Netherlands on Etsy who worked with me. He was so nice. He had mini versions of this. If you can't see, it's really nice. I paid 15 bucks for that, all the way from the Netherlands. Matter of fact, he asked me how much I wanted to pay. I said, man, I'd give you 15 or 20 bucks. And I was kind of just feeling it out. And he said, sure. So such a nice guy. I can't remember his name. If somebody gets at me, I'll shoot you his contact information. But it ended up getting lost in the mail twice. And he sent me this twice. I never got the first one, but I did get the second one. So props to him. It was a mini version. I asked him if he could do a large version. And he did. I mean, it's great. It doesn't do it justice. But this isn't without flaws. Let me just end the video in saying that. There's plenty of them. A lot of it's cover up. Matter of fact, this is covering up 4 holes. I originally started, why I don't know. Again, I'm not a craftsman. I originally started with 4 holes there because I thought I was going to be putting the monitor holes on the outside, but that didn't make any sense. So I ended up putting the monitor supports like here and here and here and here. And then I was left with 4 holes in a case. So I asked him if he could do a big one of these, and it looked nice, and there you go. Any questions? You can get at me on Reddit if you follow the post. Thanks. Take care.